Hello, my name is Stephen Pettigrew. I'm the campaign director of Save Hawthorne Park. And we're sitting here today at Hawthorne Park. It's a beautiful park. You can probably see behind me the beautiful trees that we have. It's just a wonderful place to be. It's quiet right now because we're in the middle of the day, but this is a very, very well-used park by people. All sorts of dog walkers come here. Families come here, parties, celebration. It's an incredible place to go and to enjoy yourself and to be part of nature. Unfortunately, there's a dark cloud looming over us. And that dark cloud is being funded or being promoted by City Hall. And what City Hall wants to do is that right now this park is protected and there's a bylaw which stops anybody from messing around with it, destroying it, and that's fantastic. City Hall is planning to remove the bylaw that's protecting this park. If they're successful in doing that, then what they're going to do is that this beautiful area behind me here that has all these trees, they're going to put a road through there. And that's just going to devastate this section of the park. And once they do that, then they're also going to make this available for development behind there. And instead of sitting here and just having peace and quiet, I'll be able to have traffic going by on 104th Avenue to those sort of things. So this is something we need to stand up for. We need to stand up for our parks in Surrey, for Hawthorne Park, not just for this park. This sort of thing is in danger throughout the GVRD, throughout Surrey itself. People, they need to actually come up and just realize that they can do something. You don't just have to sit there and let City Hall dictate to you what to do. Remember, they work for us, and they are our employees. And what they need to do is actually listen to the people, and they need to realize that we love our parks. All the different people that live in Surrey here and all the different groups involved, we all have one thing in common for this area, and that is that we love our parks, and we're willing to stand up for them. So I'm asking you to stand with us and to be able to let City Council know. Go to our website at savesurreyparks.ca. There's actually a process there that they're using to try to remove this bylaw. It's called the Alternative Approval Process. If they're successful in doing this, then they can remove the bylaw. And so what you need to do is you need to tell City Hall that, no, we don't want this done. So I'm asking people to stand up against City Hall, but this isn't just a Surrey issue. This process that they're using, this Alternative Approval Process, or AAP, this is provincial legislation that's being used. So it's not just Surrey. It's not just Vancouver. It's not just GVRD. I was just talking to the reporter in, a city that was Cranbrook, there we go. I was just talking to a reporter in Cranbrook about an hour ago, and the same thing happened there. Their city council used the AAP to be able to start funding a road. This is unfair provincial legislation that we need to actually stand up for. Throughout the province of British Columbia, we're asking the MLAs and the MPs and the cabinet ministers to get involved. I've talked to John Horgan personally twice about this, and he told me to talk to the MLAs. That's what John told me, right? Remember that, John? And so I've been trying to do that. I've been talking to the MLAs, I've been talking to the MPs, and they just all ignore me. They're just scared for some reason to get involved. But this is what so people need to actually rile up and not just look after this park, all the parks in the GVRD, the parks in British Columbia, all the parks across Canada. This is something that we're losing. It's because people are losing parks to construction. We have population growth, which is fine, but you also need to have a balance. The more that people come in, the more we lose our green space, and this isn't right. So we need to be able to preserve what we have, so that when we have our future generations, our children, the people that come after us, what sort of legacy are we leaving for them? So we need to leave them a legacy of green space and preservation, so that when all these thousands of people come here and they live in these little tiny houses and condos, they can actually go somewhere and escape. They can go to a park and just relax and recharge the batteries. This is a really important thing for us to do. It's important that we stand up as British Columbians and as Canadians for all the parks across, not just our city, but the GVRD and across Canada. This is an important issue for people to do. We have something in common, right?
Yeah.
And that is that we want to save our parks. Do you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. We need to save our parks. Stand together as a united community. Save our parks, not just in Surrey, but everywhere.
Yeah, I'd like to see to save this park, and we've been working pretty hard with the city council and the whole management, but somehow, so far, we're not getting anywhere. We have a couple different meetings with them, and we were asked to sign the petition and get at least 32,000 signatures, and we're working toward it, but somehow we're not meeting the goal. But our request to the city of Surrey is to save this park, and the thing is, if they do this thing to this park, like getting the road through, and I think next will be Whale Creek Park. that they want 84 Ave through the park, and that will be devastating, and that will be really something. And we like to save our parks and save our children's playgrounds. This road is also not only going to the park, it will go to the schools just behind us, school, the playground. And this is not acceptable.
So we are residents of this area. I've been living here 17 years. It's a beautiful place. My friend here has been living a lot longer.
Yeah, I've been here for last since 1968, and I love this neighborhood. I love this park. The people come here as a family together with a dog walk and with children playground. It's just great park,
Yeah.
and we like to see this park the way it is. Don't want any changes to it. We don't want any roads. And this is another sad thing is this road they're talking about is only not even block away from 104 Ave. And this 104 and 108 is only a few blocks apart. And the major roads and no, it just doesn't make any sense. And I think they should not waste our money. And if they have the money, they should spend the money to make more schools, make more parks, and even rebuild the Patolo Bridge.
Especially trees, we wouldn't be here, period. So, gee, maybe we ought to treat our plants and our trees with more respect. Where do you think we get our water from in Vancouver? 3 watersheds surrounded by old-growth rainforests. We don't have to do anything. When it rains, the tree roots, the plant roots, the soil fungi and bacteria filter the water. You can drink it. So we need nature.